There's always reasons. God's not doing anything without a reason or a purpose. And Jesus didn't either. Why did He do that? Because there were a lot of people there that day. And you can back off to the water, in the water a little bit, and your voice will carry. You ever notice that? Been down on the lake at night, somebody out there a mile away, just be talking, just talking. You can hear every word they say. You ever notice that? Yeah, you have to be real quiet. People hear you all over. So he said, back me, let's push off here a little ways. He got out there and began to teach. And so when they got back, now he didn't go very far, but enough for his voice to carry so these people would hear him. And so when he got back, he told Peter, he said, now Peter, he said, cast your net, launch out, cast your net over, cast your net out. It was at the daytime. Peter said, well, Lord, said, we fished all night, and we haven't caught a thing, but I want you to notice something Peter said. And at this time, well, let me just go on and I'll tell you. Peter said, but nevertheless, at your word, I'll do it. No, now something's happening here. And let me tell you something else. I don't know if Peter was on the boat with Jesus or if he's out on the shore listening to Jesus, but he heard some things he said. I said he heard some things he said. And he realized this wasn't any normal talking. This wasn't just talking like other people talk. This is something else. And that's why he said, nevertheless, I'm going to do it just because you said to. I'm a fisherman now, Jesus. I don't know if you are or not, but I am one, and I know. You don't fish in the daytime, what we're doing. We fished tonight, and we didn't catch a thing. I am an experienced fisherman, but you know what? Just because you said to, I'm doing it. Well, it'll pay some of us our ears to perk up and say, well, now, Lord, what have you said? I might do some things just because you said them. Where you feel like it, where you think it's right, I'm going to do it. All right. So he went out there and he caught so many fish he couldn't get them on his ship, and he called for his buddies, and they had two or three shiploads coming back, and their ships began to sink. And he got out and he stood before Jesus and he said this, depart from me, I'm a sinful man. Jesus said, fear not, from this day forth, you're going to catch men. And you know what the Bible said? They forsook it all. Fish and all. Let's go, Jesus. Now, hold on. I ain't never had nobody in this world that's ever had an impact on me like that. Have you? Talk to you for just a few minutes, tell you something, you go do it, and say, okay, I'm ready to leave it all behind. Let's go. Have you ever had anybody do you that way? Why, no. And most of you won't listen to anybody like that, including the Lord. But Peter got it. He said, let's go. He saw something that day he never saw before in his life. He experienced something inwardly he'd never seen, never experienced in his life. And all it took was Jesus speaking to him. Amen. Now I'm sure that Peter didn't know what Jesus was talking about. He said, when you're going to catch men. No. You think he just all of a sudden knew that he's going to be a great apostle Peter? Why, no. Just like he didn't know for sure he's going to catch any fish. But he just went out and he did what Jesus said to do. Are you hearing? I said, are you hearing? Are you hearing? All right. There's lots of things Jesus told us to do. And we have to walk by faith to do them. Sometimes it won't make a bit of sense in the world. Peter was an experienced fisherman. He knew that you couldn't go out there and cast his nets out in to catch the fish he's wanting of the daytime. But I love it. He said, but you know what I'm going to do, Lord? Something you're saying is making a lot of sense to me. Something's going on here. I'm hearing words I've never heard before in my life, and they're touching me. So just because you told me to, I'm going to do it. For no other reason. I don't see the fish out there. Inwardly, I know there's probably not any there. But I'm going to do it just because you said to. You'll have great success when you do these things, you know. Well, amen. All right. I'm going to go somewhere with this now. And let's see what Jesus said about some things.